Welcome back to the warm up with John Ben, everybody. We are continuing our season outlook with the Indiana Pacers, a team that just fell short of the NBA Finals in a Game 7 and lost to Tyrese Halliburton, and lost to the OKC Thunder. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode of the warm up. Please follow our new social media handlings in the description below for Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, let's get into it. The Pacers, a team that will be without Halliburton for the entirety of the year, and a devastating injury in the finals in Game 7. Um, they also lost Miles Turner and a very unexpected move. They lost him to Milwaukee. But this is a team that still owns all their draft picks going forward and basically brought the same team back. So yeah, let's get into it.
This one's gonna hurt my heart, man, because I just obviously you want to have a really fun NBA Finals, but looking at how that game was going, and we talked about this on our Game 7 stream, there's always just that what if, and I hate it,
Yeah.
because if he was on such a heater too, you just never
Mm-hmm.
know, and you could not count out the Pacers all
All right.
postseason. We'll look at the roster on the books, though. Pascal Siakam, obviously traded for a few off seasons ago, has been a giant addition for them. Eastern Conference Finals
Yeah.
MVP. Andrew Nemhard, who is just growing every single year. Obi Toppin, who's found his way in Indiana after his time in New York. Nesmith, one of the best, on-ball defenders in the playoffs last year. He was fantastic. TJ McConnell, who quite literally was, the heart of that team. Matherin, whose bag is really deep.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Jackson, Ben Shepard, James Wiseman is there as well. Jarris Walker, who was a pick for them a few years ago, and obviously Tyrese Halliburton, who's on the books but will not play this season, I'm assuming. Looking at this team, like you said, you lose Miles Turner, which I just didn't expect. Miles loves Indiana. He's been there for 10 years. You would think,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we're going to bring him back. But no, he goes to Milwaukee, which I'm just like, I don't know. That's a whole nother discussion for the Milwaukee Bucks. But when I look at this team as far as this season, it's going to be a down year. I think we all just kind of have to expect that. You're without your number one guy. You lost
Mm-hmm.
your center. Um, I think they'll sneak into the play-in, probably around that 9 or 10 spot if they can win games.
Yeah.
I honestly, you have to stick with what you have. Don't make a trade that's going to set you back. You have all your draft picks. You have your guy coming back next year, and I believe there's some money on the books. They can probably go find another center in the market if they, have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
So overall, in the long term, they're going to be fine. It's just they have to suffer the consequences of the short term as a result of their actions last year, which was playing Halliburton in Game 7. Which
Yeah.
I think if you ask any Pacers fan or any of their staff, if you could go back and change the decision, I don't think they would because it's
Yeah.
Game 7. So,
I agree.
yeah.
No, yeah, just to add on to that, this is a team that's starting to get hurt already. TJ McConnell, he'll be out the first 3 to 5 weeks of the season. Siakam, he hasn't been the most prototypical guy for health. But yeah, you have other guys like Benedict Mathurin, who's extension eligible right now. We'll see in the coming days if he signs that extension. Johnny Furphy, a guy that be dunking on everybody all preseason and a fan favorite for
So
sure.
tough.
Jay Huff, who I think is an underrated pickup for them. I think Jay Huff is an NBA center. I don't think he's a starting caliber center, but having Isaiah Jackson finally if he got a fully healthy season, would be huge. But yeah, this is a team I just think that needs to stay the course. They have an identity. They have a culture that's really, really good. And I don't think they should make any rational or irrational decisions on the trade market. If anything, I'm kind of on the complete opposite side where this is a really good draft class. I do own 4 picks, all 4 of my own picks. What if we do get a top 5 guy and we add that and get Halliburton back? That would be huge for a team like this to have an injection of youth of athleticism. Like, who's to say they don't get AJ Diambanta, who looks amazing in his
Yeah.
first game? Darren Peterson coming off the bench. Boozer, one of the Boozer boys. Like, there's just so much upside I think they could have, but I think they need to make their decision early, and I don't think it should be like, oh, we're at the trade deadline. Let's shut everything down. Let's hope for a top 10 pick. A top 10 pick helps, but is it moving the needle? Because they have people like Jarris Walker, who they have drafted in a couple years ago, hasn't really hit for them yet. So they need that guy if they want to tank.
Yeah, I think this is the theme that we're going to discuss a lot with the Western Conference. Excuse me, the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
is stuck. There are
Mhm.
so many teams in the Eastern Conference that have been stuck for years.
Mhm.
I'll name a few: the Orlando Magic, the Atlanta Hawks. Up until their runs, the Indiana Pacers were stuck for many, many years. The Toronto Raptors are stuck. The Miami Heat look really stuck with their roster. What I mean by stuck is if you want to succeed in the Eastern Conference, you have to be one of the big dogs at the top,
Yeah.
right? Because usually when the playoffs come out for the East, we know who's going to go where. The only team I feel like that has shocked us all these past couple seasons has been Indiana, but everybody else has kind of fallen into place where they need to be, like the Knicks and the Celtics and the Cavaliers and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Like they've all been the top dogs. So yeah, you're right. I agree with what you're saying. Don't make a trade that is going to put you in a bad spot or something, you're going to be giving up draft picks because, you don't want to get stuck in that position. Don't trade away draft picks when, you have this kind of opportunity because Halliburton's not playing. You're not going to be that good. And, in order to get into the lottery, you can be, it depends. It really depends on it. Like you can still technically make the play in and get into the lottery. Like Dallas made the 10
Yeah.
spot and got Cooper flagged. So,
Yeah.
if you want to mess around and get into the play in, fine. But like, if you're one of those bottom feeding teams in the East and you're not winning games, you do have an opportunity to maybe get a top 5 pick and get a guy like AJ because as we've seen the past couple years, like lottery luck means everything. New
Yeah.
Orleans wasn't supposed to get Zion.
Mhm.
Dallas wasn't supposed to get Coop. The
Yep.
Atlanta Hawks weren't supposed to get Zachary. I mean, like,
Mhm.
there's so many examples. So you're right. There is a lot of options, a lot of potential. I'm just excited to see, some of these young guys step up. I think Andrew Nimhard, like his
Yeah.
role within this offense is going to expand exponentially. So we're going to have an opportunity to see, what he's truly capable of bringing to the table. And obviously you still have Pascal. I think we can both agree Pascal is going to be the main guy
Yeah.
in charge in Indiana right now. And then Benedict as well. And dude, Furphy, dude, I'm high on
Mhm.
this kid. Like I want him. I want him in the dunk contest next to
Yeah.
McClung. I
Yeah.
think he's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got. Where do you see this team? I think we already kind of addressed this. Like, where do you see him finishing in the standings realistically? Play in or below?
Um, Realistically, I think I see them like in that 9-10 range. I could see
9-10.
them in that 8 range, but I think it'd be really beneficial for them if they weren't, if they were a 9,
Yeah.
10 or below. I am, like you said, very excited to see what not TJ McConnell, Benedict Mathurin looks like. Because I think this is a guy that has a lot of untapped potential. And now that he'll have the rock a lot more, I could see him having a big year, stats wise. There's times in the playoffs last year he took really big leaps on the defensive side of the ball, which I think if he could harness that, that'll go a long way for this Pacers team in the long run.
Yeah.
Guys like Obi Toppin, if they could continue that success they had from last year, because Obi Toppin was a player who was averaging around 20 points for you in the playoffs last year on really good efficiency from three, and he's such an athlete at the rim. So just continue to build. Don't lose your identity, but understand that it is a real chance that you can have a good pick this year,
Absolutely.
top 10 or below. So yeah,
Yeah. Good takes. I agree with everything you said. Yeah. That's all I've got for Indiana.
yeah. It's sad. Tyrese is out, but we're excited to see him next NBA season. But for us, that concludes our season outlook for the Indiana Pacers. Please like, comment, subscribe on the video. Give us your thoughts on what you guys think Indiana will do this year and where they will finish. Please follow our new social media handlings in the description below on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace and stay safe.